Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, My Crypto Teacher. My name is Ida and I am your crypto teacher. Today guys, I'm going to share some highlights from the Bitcoin Miami 2022 conference. It lasted this week. Tomorrow, Saturday is the last day. So the Bitcoin Miami conference ran from April 6th through April 9th. I was not able to be there in person because I had a previous commitment that prevented me from traveling to Miami. But I do look forward to going down there next year. But guys, I was able to attend some of the sessions and I just want to share some highlights with you all because these Bitcoin maxis are hilarious. I mean, they are just serious about Bitcoin. Now, I'm serious about cryptocurrency and digital assets, but some of these guys, these jokers are just fanatics. And I've just got to share some highlights and some important information because I am a Bitcoin believer, but more importantly, I am a digital asset and cryptocurrency believer. I don't just believe in just Bitcoin only. I haven't just swallowed, they call it the orange pill. So I've swallowed the digital asset, cryptocurrency pill, but you know, these Bitcoiners, they just tickle me. So I've got to share some information. Now, don't forget guys, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, okay? Make sure you subscribe. Also, make sure you click on like and don't forget to share because sharing is caring. Okay, so first, like I told you all, the Bitcoin Miami conference 2022, it lasted from April 6th to April 9th. And I'm just going to show you just a few of the people. A lot of people were down there that were very important. They had a lot of really good sessions. And I did tune in to several of them. You all know Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor owns billions of dollars in Bitcoin. I think he's the largest, one of the largest holders of Bitcoin. Jack Mallers, he is CEO of a company, I think it's called Zap. He's like really young. And he facilitated some contracts so that the Lightning Network could connect with Spotify and they could transact Bitcoin payments over the payment rails, which is huge. It'll save a ton in fees and provide a lot more finality to transactions. Kathy Wood, who is awesome, she runs several different asset classes and she's a big believer in Bitcoin as well. They had even politicians were down there. Cynthia Loomis, Serena Williams, you know, some celebrities, and so all of the regular stuff. So anyway, so the first thing I want to talk about is I talked about that Jack Mallers. It's amazing to me, guys. If you haven't realized it, the world is changing, and you all tell me what you think. Now, I own Bitcoin. But there are people out there who think that Bitcoin is it. You've got to understand the purpose and what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin has a different purpose than some of the cryptocurrencies and then some of the digital assets. Some of the digital assets are simply tokens in a game, right? That's totally different from Bitcoin. You have cryptocurrencies that take a Polygon Matic. They actually are a scaling solution for Ethereum, which allows Ethereum to scale and conduct transactions a lot faster and a lot more cheaper. So they have a different purpose. Bitcoin's primary purpose, this is what all of the Bitcoin maxis say, Bitcoin's purpose is to be the new store of, it's supposed to take the place of gold, right? So it's supposed to be, take the place of gold. Gold right now is worth it has a market cap of $12 trillion. Now, Bitcoin has a market cap of about 870 billion. So Jack Mallers, he made an announcement, and this is big. This is big for the adoption of Bitcoin because I do believe this. Bitcoin is not going anywhere. I just don't know what the ending purpose of Bitcoin will be. Now, I do think that Bitcoin will be not the only reserve currency, My theory is that there will be multiple reserve currencies. I think that we are shifting into a world where there's going to be multiple mega powers. I think China will be one. I think the United States will be one. And I think that Bitcoin will also be a store of value. I really do. So I think it's going to be multiple. I don't think it's going to be one the way it is now. And I don't think that the United States, because they have all the money, they are not going to allow Bitcoin to waltz on the scene and take over. They're just not. I don't believe that. So anyway, so Strike, which is a digital payments platform built on Bitcoin's Lightning Network, today announced an integration with e-commerce company Shopify. So now basically the Shopify merchants will be able to receive Bitcoin payments from customers globally. Now that's what Strike CEO Jack Mallers said. Now I know some of y'all looking at him and I was like, man, he could be my grandson. He's a baby, but he's super duper rich, right? And he's in this ecosystem. And so that is a big deal. They also partnered with NCR. That's the world's largest point of sale supplier, which is a huge thing as well. So here's the thing, guys. We have a lot of adoption going on with Bitcoin, but I want to hear from you. Will if Bitcoin is supposed to be the store of value, and I have all these Bitcoin maxis telling me never sell your Bitcoin. It is a sin to sell Bitcoin. Don't you dare sell your Bitcoin. Now I have Jack Mallers telling me that I can use my Bitcoin to make transactions with Shopify over the Lightning Network. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not going anywhere. I do think it's going to be a very significant part of our financial future. I just don't know to what extent. I don't think it'll ever replace gold as the store of value. I just don't. Or it will not replace the United States as the dominant currency. I will think that it will function alongside the United States dollar and some other currencies as a primary currency. So that's what I believe about Bitcoin. So there was his announcement. So that was Jack Mallers, and he did his presentation, and people just kind of looked at him. But those were some significant announcements because it just shows you guys have patience, 3 to 5 years. Here's what I do know. I know that in the future, I do believe that Bitcoin is going to have a significant value. So since I said that, let me say this. Remember, guys, I am not a financial advisor. Make sure you do your own research, do your own homework. I'm just sharing with you information and providing you some educational information so that you can know more about blockchain, cryptocurrencies, digital assets, and of course, Bitcoin. Okay, so here's another one now. Peter Thiel, he was very animated. Peter Thiel, he called Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, for you all who may not know, he is one of the most successful investors of all time. But Warren Buffett is old. And here's the issue I have with a lot of these old guys, even our politicians. They're old. They're very, very old. And they are set in their ways, and they are incapable of seeing the future. Now, I'm older also. I am older, but I'm not that old. And they are so old, I just don't think they have the capacity to think outside the box. They've been doing something, some of them can barely use a cell phone. They just don't understand technology, and they don't understand the value of technology. And so Peter Thiel called Warren Buffett a sociopathic grandpa. So he was name calling. He was name calling, I think, Mr. Fink, who's the CEO of BlackRock, and also Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan Chase. He was just calling them old, and Jamie Dimon is not even that old, so I don't know. But and Fink is not that old either, so I don't know. But Peter Thiel was off the chain. He was. So he was calling them dinosaurs, and they are. And Warren Buffett is, he can do what he wants to do because he's a billionaire. But I just think that he doesn't have the capacity to understand what the future of technology is going to look like because it's right here in our face. So Peter Thiel was hilarious. Next, let me talk about Cathie Wood. I'm very impressed with her. And also Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor, he owns billions of dollars in Bitcoin, and he has a brilliant mind. I've listened to several of his interviews, and he is the CEO of MicroStrategy, his own company. And he is just, he does have a brilliant mind, but he is a Bitcoin maxi. All he sees is Bitcoin. But if you listen to him, and he really can articulate the importance of Bitcoin, and I can agree with him to a certain extent. So Kathy Wood, she is also an asset manager that she's very creative and extremely successful. So I follow her as well. I'm very, very impressed with her as well. And they spoke at the conference. Also, Michael Saylor, you know, I did a video a while ago when President Biden talked about signing the executive order, and people were poo-pooing, oh, that's bad, that's bad. And I said, no, it's good. I know I was one of the first people. I said, I think regulation is good, because here's the thing what a lot of these people on YouTube don't understand. First of all, I'm older. I lived through the .com era. Not only did I live through it, I also invested through that era. There's a lot of things. Some of these younger people coming up, they have some great ideas and they think outside the box, but they don't know it all, right? They don't. There is a lot of value in having experience. For example, I've been in education for years. I'm an assistant principal. I've been an assistant principal for some years, and so I was a teacher for a long time. But I'm an assistant principal now. So there's just things that I know. My experience brings value to the table. Yes, I'm older, but guess what? There are certain things that I just know. And if you're new and you're new in the industry, there's certain things you don't know. I've been in education for decades. So I've seen kids, thousands and thousands of children. I've seen thousands of same behaviors and patterns. There's just things that I know. So I'm going to talk about, a lot of these younger people, they just think they know it all, and they don't, because they haven't been here and they haven't had the experiences that older people have had. Because experience, whether you believe it or not, is the best teacher. Experience is the best teacher. So there's a lot of things that older people can bring to the table, but you also need the younger people for those new ideas, because sometimes I get young teachers who come to me and they bring me ideas. Even the kids, they come to me and bring me ideas, and I say, you know what? I haven't thought about that, or I hadn't looked at it in that way. And I'm always collaborating and looking to improve processes and just think outside the box to make things better. And so that's what I think. I think you need veterans and experience, and I think you need these young people with their ideas, because I think that's what it's going to take, that collaboration, to move this market forward. Now, some of these jokers are just too old. Like Warren Buffett, I think that he is just, some of them are just too old. Some of these politicians, they are as old as dirt, and they are unwilling to open their minds, which is ridiculous, and they just need to move on. They do. I don't care what party affiliation. Some of them are too freaking old. They just need to go away, because they are barriers and they are in the way of progress, period. Okay, so Michael Saylor, he also talked about how he felt like Biden's executive order was giving a green light to Bitcoin. I said that in my video and people got all worked up. But believe me, I know, because I've been here. I know what I'm talking about. Now everybody's saying, oh yeah, regulation is good. Regulation is good. When I made my video, very few people said regulation is good. A lot of people made videos saying, oh, an executive order is going to be awful. No, it's not. No, it's not, because I've been here. It's called experience. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so Michael Saylor, and the executive order was very positive, right? Because what the United States is not going to do, they are not going to allow another country to take over as the world superpower. So they're going to get with the program. Don't worry about it. People got all nervous and worked up, but I wasn't nervous at all, because I know that our country wants to maintain its standing in the world, and they're going to get with the program. Okay, so even Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, she's singing a different tune now, and she better be. Now, I'm very disappointed, and I'm going to go on this tangent with Gary Gensler, because I used to watch his videos when he was a teacher at MIT, and he taught about Bitcoin, and I felt like he had a really good understanding of the market. And once he became the SEC chairman, I'm not impressed with him. I'm very disappointed with him. I think they're trying to shake down XRP, and I think XRP is being treated very unfairly. I don't like that. I don't, I really don't. We do know that our country has printed way too much money, as well as these other countries. And I really just think it's a shakedown on the market. I do. I think they're going to try to make the crypto investors who got in early, they just want some of our money. Okay, that's just what I think. So anyway, one other person is Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. And he also talked about regulation, okay? And I remember when Mr. Kevin O'Leary used to hate Bitcoin. He thought it was the worst thing in the world. But the thing that I like about him, he is very transparent. And Mr. Wonderful is an open crypto bull who previously revealed that cryptos, including tokens and blockchain companies account for 20% of his portfolio. He didn't say Bitcoin. He said blockchain companies. That's why I'm telling you all, I do own Bitcoin. It's not 100% of my portfolio. It's not 50%. It's not 25%. It's not even 15%. I do own Bitcoin because I'm a very pragmatic person, and I've got to really see the value. I do think Bitcoin could potentially be a store of value, but I'm not sure. But a lot of other projects that I own, I can see their value. It is tangible. I understand it. And they are actually doing things to make the world better. So Bitcoin, they're just saying it may be a store of value. Says who? I don't know. But anyway, I own some. I do own some Bitcoin because I think it would be crazy to not own any Bitcoin. But anyway, so that's basically the Bitcoin conference, and it was pretty good. And basically what you had down there, it started with the bull. And with the bull, this is Miami's mayor. His name is Francis Suarez. Everybody knows he's a Miami bull. And if you don't know what the bull symbolizes in investment, the bull symbolizes that assets are going up. When you hear people say that they're bullish, they mean that they think that there's going to be an increase in the market. If you hear people say that they're bearish, that means that they think that the market is going to go down and there will be a decrease in the market. So bullish means up. So he's got this fancy bull with these laser blue eyes, and that was to kick off the Bitcoin Miami 22 conference. So I think it was a great conference. I heard that XRP had an event down there and nobody attended. Why would you have a XRP event at a Bitcoin conference? I don't know. And especially if you know how these Bitcoin fanatics are. In my opinion, guys, I've told you 1,000 times, there are over 17,000 assets. We don't have a crystal ball. I'm not a financial advisor. We don't know which one or ones are going to be the winners. We just do our diligence and we do our homework and we try to determine where best can we put our money. I like layer one platforms because I see exactly what they do, okay? So the Bitcoin conference, I think it was a great hit. They had politicians. They had a lot of people articulating the information, but it was really a party for these Bitcoin maxis. That was really their party. That's their thing. I believe in Bitcoin, but I am definitely not a Bitcoin maxi. And but I would like to go down there just to mingle and get to see some of the people that I follow in person and maybe ask my own questions. And so that's it. So anyway, my name is Ida. I bring you videos several times a week. Make sure you click on like, and subscribe and share. Remember, sharing is caring. And don't forget to subscribe, please, and have some other people subscribe. So if you get a chance, take a look. You can see some of the clips online from some of these conferences, but they were off the chain. They were using curse words and some of them were over the top. So anyway, but it was very informative and I think a big success. And that's all I have. Make sure you click on subscribe and like. Take care.